Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today. We got a lot to cover with the one and only. Her lips are in the background, Miss Sarah Fraser.
Hi, David Yontef. Oh my God. Do we have I have been looking forward to this show because there's so much scoop. I mean, so much juice. And I watched, Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. I'm up to speed on RHOBH. I mean, we could do an hour just on breaking down those two shows.
Just on breaking down those two shows now. Okay, everyone. Yes, this is like, these are going to be a few weeks, we record and then it's a few weeks later. So everyone just keep that in mind. Should we start with Girls Trip? We really haven't talked about Girls Trip a lot together.
Oh my God. Do you want to get into it? Cause I could go 20 minutes. I have a million thoughts.
I have a million thoughts. And then I have some things of like, who's the ultimate, who's the most thirsty. I got some questions for you.
Okay.
What are your thoughts? I mean, what are your thoughts on this thing?
Does Glam Squad not exist in the Berkshires? Is there, okay, wait, give me am I missing something? They all didn't seem to bring glam. Why? What? Because they're paid far less? What? Or they wanted this to appear like Northern Massachusetts or Western Massachusetts, wherever the fuck the Berkshires are. I've actually been there, but I can't remember. I don't get it. They didn't seem very glam.
I, first of all, didn't even notice this, if you can believe it. And second of all, I mean, I love it. I love when you talk to the old school housewives that are like, oh, I never knew we had to do glam in the past. I like it. I like the laying in bed, no makeup. This is a real reality show. Do you know what I mean? I like that more than Dorit Kemsley in head to toe Gucci and 7-inch heels at breakfast making an omelet. I do.
All right. Well, you get it on Girls Trip. You get it 110%. I just thought, wow, okay, maybe they did that as a conscious choice. It was interesting to me. There wasn't a lot of glam from anybody. They're very stripped down, I guess. And you know what? Great point. Maybe to your point, we've become so accustomed to all of these women. I mean, even Jen Shah, right? I mean, just it's so over the top that I think when we see them without it, it's like, oh, what's wrong? And you're right. I think maybe a lot of people really love that. And maybe that was the aesthetic they were going for and they got it.
And I think I like this Girls Trip 2 better than Girls Trip 1. I do, I think.
I never watched Girls Trip 1, didn't have a lot of interest. I've watched this. It's phenomenal. What I like best about this is I think you actually see all the women in an entirely different light than what you believed they were when they were housewives. I mean, I could go on and on. Do you want to comment on that? Because I have a million thoughts. I love that they got political on this series. I love that they got into a mask discussion, Vicky and Dorinda. I mean, of course, it escalates to tears, which is, whatever. You can argue that it's a little over the top, but I thought that was great because I'm like, oh my God, how relatable. I mean, who amongst us in our real lives with our own friends and family are not having those conversations? And, I thought it was good that Bravo, let them disagree and seem to keep it all in.
I mean, I agree in the sense of, and I thought this about Girls Trip too. Sorry, my cleaning lady is here. So everyone, welcome. No, it's fine.
Is that David Yontef's staff? That was.
We have a staff of many here behind the velvet rope people. This is a whole WeWork going on here.
Oh my God. Epic.
Here's where we are. Here's what I like. I felt this about Girls Trip 1 also. I think that when you stack up these housewives from different franchises next to each other, it becomes clear to me who the superstars are. Do you know what I mean? You might be the superstar on your, to me, it's people pop and others fade. And it's I really start to get a sense of, it's you're taking a fish out of water. There's a lot of chatter online that, Dorinda had an unfair advantage, the home court advantage, so to speak, because it was her house, and not in the edit, but just in the oomph, which I'm not so sure that's really true. But okay, who's your ultimate? This is Ultimate Girls. Who is the ultimate? Who is the number? And by the way, Brandy Glanville and Jill Zarin were on Watch What Happens Live, and they were asked a whole series of questions like this.
That was
So let's
great.
just start with who, because I mean, I have a clear winner. Like, who is the ultimate of the ultimate? And I have one that just pops for me more than others. And then I have a second. So tell me your clear number one, and then tell me your second choice.
I think my clear number one is Jill Zarin. I think Jill is like bringing it in a way. I think maybe two, I actually would say Jill has the advantage because we haven't seen Jill for so long. First of all, Jill looks fucking phenomenal. I don't know if Jill has had work done or no work done, but she looks unbelievable, effortless. She's like toned down, less annoying. She seems like a little bit of the voice of reason, and she seems like the girlfriend you want. Jill, for me, is the clear standout.
Really?
Second to that, actually, this is probably like an unpopular one, is actually Ava. I don't know why. I never got into Ava, never cared. I sort of loved, not that I'm advocating for this, but you know, Ava's out there like having a cigarette. I mean, Ava to me is just so like, I don't know. She's just like a girl that you meet outside the nightclub after a long night. And you're like, you know what? I think we could be best friends. Like, I don't know. I saw Ava in a totally different light. To me, those are my two. Who for you?
Okay, so for me, okay, so first of all, wow about Jill. Now I have to say, I think, and I'll give you my answers. I feel Jill is, and we kind of talked about this before. I feel Jill is really, I've said this before, and I mean this as a compliment. Like, I think Jill's like learned. She had a timeout for recording Andy. And, well, like yeah. I feel Jill is really trying to behave herself. I do. And I don't mean that in the positive, negative. I feel like Jill is like really keeping it together and not trying to like be too loud or the center of everything. I think Jill she realizes this is like, don't fuck it up, Jill Zarin. Like, this is my entry back into the Bravo family, which is what she really wants, and good for her. So I feel she's really trying to behave herself. I think she's one of the more behaved. Eva, to me, I mean, there was a lot of chatter online too that Eva is kind of like the most, like, I think this is a chance for a lot of people to redeem themselves. I mean, Eva was pregnant right when she got Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I had Eva on my podcast, okay? And I was like, this is going to be okay. This is going to be a nice little chat. And I was speechless. Everyone needs to listen to my chat with Eva Marcel. I fucking loved her when she was on my show. I couldn't believe how quick and fast, and we covered Tyra Banks and I loved her, loved the woman. And so I think I'm seeing that on the screen is like, I don't think we really saw a lighthearted, fun Eva when she was on, Atlanta. She's doing good.
She was so different on Girls Trip, so different. I don't know. I guess I just have this image of her pregnant on RHOA, just like eating ice and I don't know, like not interesting, and I feel like, oh my God,